Hi, Growing Our Kids subscribers. This is Kim, your Thursday mommy, and of course, this week's topic is co-sleeping. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first question is, did you or do you co-sleep? And my answer is yes, we did co-sleep with my son Anderson. He's 3.5 years old right now, and I can tell you before I had him, and even when I was pregnant with him, I did not believe in it. I maybe believed in having him sleep in our bedroom, and some people consider that co-sleeping, which he actually did for the first, week or two, maybe 3 weeks of his life. Slept in a pack and play in our bedroom. But just being easier to have him sleep next to us and not having like a monitor on him or anything, you couldn't really tell what was going on across the room or next to me in a pack and play, which is like a play yard with there's an infant insert where the baby sleeps in there, and they're small enough to sleep, in this infant insert. So back to, I never thought I was gonna ever co-sleep, and it turns out that we decided to do it, and it's just, number one is it's just so much easier, and number two, believe it or not, some people believe co-sleeping is not necessarily safe for children, and I thought that was the same way at first, but for me, it was more of my sense of sanity to have my son sleeping next to us, and he was actually in a little, what do you call it? Like a little, it's actually, I think it's like called a co-sleeping bed. It wasn't next to our bed. It was in our bed, and he didn't actually necessarily sleep up against me until he was a lot, or my husband, until he was a lot older than that. But when he was a newborn, he slept in like a little co-sleeping bed next to us. I could hear him breathing when he woke up to eat. I could feed him, and I actually did not breastfeed him. 2 weeks into it, it was just too much for me to bear, and going through pretty bad postpartum depression, we had to bottle feed him. But still, he was just right there, and we could feed him and burp him, and then just either rock him back to sleep or put him back, in his little teeny tiny infant bed or whatnot. But it was just about convenience, and then or at least my peace of mind to have him sleeping next to us. How long we co-slept for? Well, we actually co-slept until Anderson was about 8 months old. And I know some people sleep with their children until way into the, their older years. But we slept with him until he was about 8 months old. After several months, and, probably when he was after like 6 months or whatnot, he was actually sleeping in the bed with us. There's actually some cute pictures we have of him and his dad sleeping the same way. It was just darling, like if I would get up, before them or whatnot. But that's a side note. We did co-sleep, like I said, for 8 months, but he did take his naps in his crib, after he grew out of the infant insert in the play yard. So we only pretty much co-slept with him at night. But when we transitioned him to the crib, it was a difficult transition. Number one, because I missed him, but number two, because he was used to sleeping with us, so it kind of disrupted him a little bit. But we did do a little bit of the cry it out method, and actually it was kind of hard for the first night or two. But to tell you the truth, he once he got over that and he knew that he was okay and safe in his room and that mommy and daddy were there for him if he needed him, because we have a video monitor, which I highly suggest for everybody because it would drive me crazy if I didn't have a monitor. He's 3.5 and we still have a monitor in his room. But anyways, yeah, he cried for about probably 2 days, maybe 3 days in the evening when he'd go to sleep. But like I said, he was used to sleeping in his crib by himself for nap time, which is suggested if you co-sleep with your children and you want to eventually get them onto sleeping on their own in their crib or whatever they sleep in, is to maybe do the naps in the crib instead of going in and sleeping with your child at nap time. Unless you need a nap too. I don't see why you couldn't do that. And one of the last question here is, would you co-sleep again? And it's highly unlikely that my husband and I are going to have another child. So that's probably not going to come up. But if we had another child, we probably would do the same thing because of the convenience and the peace of mind that I had when my son Anderson was younger. So anyways, that's it for me for co-sleeping. Even whether you believe in it or not, just do some research on it. Talk around to other people who might do it or not. Watch our videos here on Growing Our Kids. And, it's not as a big a stigma of children sleeping in your bed with you as it kind of has been in the past, because number one, there's different types of like accessories you can use in the bed with you to protect your child if you're afraid of rolling over on them, or if your husband or partner doing the same thing. They have little beds like we had, and that actually helped me out to decide to take my son in bed with us when he was younger. And sleeping in the bedroom is, a great idea for your children when they're younger too, because of the convenience. But like I said, if you're totally opposed to it, you probably should, just keep an open mind. And I was, trust me, extremely opposed to co-sleeping. And here I go, I co-slept with my child. But I did do the research and I did ask questions and I did find products that I could use in bed with me that would protect him, if you had any hesitations. So anyways, I'm rambling. I hope that everybody's doing okay out there, and I hope you all have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Bye-bye.